We'll get started. Okay, so welcome to call number 3. I am a sweaty hot mess. It's 107 here in Joshua Tree. So anyway, so I have my jammy pants on and my hair pulled back, and so I'm just comfy. So I hope you guys are too. So what, let's see. What I want to do is talk about how to do an ultimate facial. Some of you might have already done this, but last week part of your homework was to kind of, go and basically book launches, okay? But maybe since you've already been in Arbonne for a little while, you don't want to call it a launch. So something really awesome to do is an ultimate facial. These are really great to have people come over and just have a small gathering in your own home, which means you aren't having to ask somebody to open up their home, which is nice, okay? So what I have done is I've put a link to the box, and one of the things in that link is a script on calling to invite people to your ultimate facial event, okay? So I'm just going to go through this. Actually, before I do, I want to just let you guys know that Jen Youngs and I did our Discover Arbonne appointments, our opportunity appointments, where we made phone calls and did the 3-way script that we talked about last week, where you pick your 5 top people and you can have your VP or your area manager call with you. And we got a hold of all 5 people. It took us about an hour and a half, but we got hold of all 5 people, and they all made appointments and agreed to listen to a recorded call. So I'm hoping that out of this, Jen and Drew are going to have, a couple of new business builders that we can start working with. So if you haven't done that with your VP or your area manager, I really, really encourage you to do that. I think it's very effective. And then what was great is Jen, once she got the hang of it, she's like, can I just keep making these phone calls and basically alter the script a little bit? And that's exactly it. You start to feel how comfortable it is to actually make those calls. So I want to encourage you to go ahead and get that going, and find some business builders and teach and train them how to be successful in this business, okay? So back to the ultimate facial. I'm sorry, I have to let my dog in. Hold on. Get out. Go lay down. Go lay down. Okay. So I have a script. So you have, a couple of dates on your calendar that you're going to invite some people into your home, and you're going to do the ultimate facial for them, okay? So this is the script. It's in the box link that I sent you. So I'm on the phone. I'm calling somebody. If I'm leaving a message, I'm just going to say something like, I'll use Karen because I'm looking at your face. Hi, Karen. This is Jenny. Hi, Karen. This is Jenny. I have something to talk to you about. Can you give me a call when you get a chance? So just real light, and you're not really telling them any information, and they usually call back. So if they do answer, you can say, hi, this is Jenny calling. Do you have a quick minute? Well, the reason I'm calling is I'm going to be hosting a girls' night where we'll be doing an Arbonne Ultimate Facial. And the facial was developed by an esthetician, and in the salon is valued at up to $150. And of course, I'm not an esthetician, but I can show you how to use the products, and if anything, you're going to walk away with amazing skin. So I have 2 nights planned, and I want to keep them fun and intimate. And would Tuesday or Thursday evening work better for you? So you give them a couple of options, okay? If they say yes, then you're going to say, great, I'm going to put you down for Tuesday. If you have one other person you would like to bring and share this with, just let me know as soon as possible so I can arrange not to overschedule our time. You're going to love this experience, and I'm excited to share a little bit about the products and why they are so amazing. And then there's an invitation on the in the box that you can screenshot. You can edit it to make it your own information, and then you can screenshot it and save it as a JPEG or an image of some sort, and then just text it to them. Keep it really light and easy, okay? If they say they can't make it, say, you're bummed, obviously. Okay, I understand. What we could do is just a small facial with you and maybe 1 or 2 other people, but really it could be with just you. And we can keep it small, and I'll bring everything we need. And I have Fridays and Saturday evenings open. Which one would work better for you? So again, at that point, they can't come on your terms, so maybe you can go on their terms, okay? And do more of a one-on-one or a one-on-two appointment. If they say no thanks, say, okay, I understand, it's a crazy time of year. Do you have anyone who loves skincare or wellness products that you would be able to refer and let me offer them a private sampling and facial as well? I have a referral reward program, and I would be very grateful for letting me share Arbonne with your friends and your family. And then, of course, you would get their names and numbers. So anyway, there's a call script for that. And so you definitely want to practice it ahead of time, and the more you do it, the more comfortable it will get, okay? It will be easier and easier to make phone calls, all right? So once you have these scheduled, and by the way, with the bridal events, and I think my last call is going to be about the bridal events that we've been doing and the verbiage we've been using to call people, but I no longer call it a party or an event. I call it an appointment. So they schedule a facial appointment with me. So that's just a little bit of verbiage difference that I've been using. And so I think it sounds more professional, and people see it as if it's an appointment that they need to keep. Okay. So whenever I'm texting them, I say, your appointment is set for this time and date for you and 3 to 5 people or whatever it is. But we'll talk more about that. But I call these appointments now instead of parties or events. Okay, so in the box is a document that's titled How to Do an Ultimate Facial Appointment. Okay, so you can be looking at this on your screen. I'm going to go through this. With this, it would be good for you to have also your Healthy In and Out presentation, because we're going to use the exact same presentation. We're just going to kind of flip it a little bit. The way the presentation is, it's basically, you go through the normal stuff, your why, what makes the products different and all of that, the skincare and the nutrition. But because we're going to be sort of doing the skincare at the end of the presentation, we're going to flip it so that we talk about nutrition before we talk about skincare. Okay. Other than that, it's pretty much the same. The other thing is there's going to be stopping and starting points, because they're going to have to keep some of the products on their face for a while. And so, while the product is sitting on their face, you can be talking about these different things in the script, okay? So, or the presentation. So on this document, How to Do an Ultimate Facial Appointment, first of all, what is an ultimate facial? If you don't know, the Ultimate Facial was developed by an esthetician who was an Arbonne consultant, and she uses this group of products in her salon, and she charges up to $150 for them. And of course, she's using machines and her hands, which we aren't using, but we are able to show the process of how this facial is done and how to use the products. Okay, so why do I love doing ultimate facials? I love allowing everyone to enjoy and use our products. I love that they're feeling their skin for days after they leave because it's so soft. I love telling them that this experience, minus machines and someone else's fingers, would cost them up to $150. I feel that they are leaving with something pretty special, whether they decide to order products or not. So you're giving them a gift, okay? You're giving them, obviously, the gift of your time, but you're also giving them a really nice facial, okay? So the things you need are listed there. And in the box, we also have this document right here that is the steps and the benefits of each step. And so this kind of tells you what you need. But you'll need the FC5 Normal Dry Face Wash, the RE9 Advanced Smoothing Facial Cleanser, the FC5 New Cell Scrub, Exfoliating New Cell Scrub, the RE9 Advanced Cellular Renewal Mask, the FC5 Deep Hydration Mask. Some people actually do both. They'll do the deep pore cleansing and the hydration mask, but to keep it short, I actually just give them the deep hydration mask. So the reason I do that is because the new exfoliating New Cell Scrub, we actually let it sit on their face, and it actually acts the same as the deep pore cleansing mask, okay? You could tell them they could do both, but for today, you're just gonna do one. So the deep hydration mask, and then basically, then you're gonna apply skincare. So then you're gonna use the RE9 toner, the RE9 eye cream, the RE9 night cream. You're going to want to bring your favorites. You're going to want to bring protein bars and fizzies for people to try, a bag of shake fiber, a box of fizzies, tea, 7-day cleanse, and Digestion Plus. I don't bring the actual entire fit kit because I'm bringing all this other stuff. So I just bring, just a sampling of it. So some other items that I actually put links on here for you is one of the things that happens with the exfoliating NuCel scrub. If you haven't ever just used it as a mask where you let it sit on your face, it can actually heat up pretty warm. And what I used to do is pass out catalogs and let them fan their face with catalogs, but that didn't seem like, I was well prepared for that. So I found the cutest fans on Amazon. And so they're actually fanning their face when they have this scrub on that's drying as a mask. And so I put the link. You can get, I think it's 12 of them for like $10. They're not super expensive, but they're really cute, and you can let people know that they can fan their face. Once the scrub is dried on the skin, it doesn't heat up anymore, but it does heat up, and it's supposed to heat up because it does help to detoxify your skin by sending the blood to the surface of your skin, okay? Another thing that I have out are these cute little mirrors. Cute. I also put a link. These aren't the exact same mirrors that I found, but I just have 6 of these, and I try not to ever have more than 6 people at a facial. If there are, they're just going to have to share. But so I bring these with me and as part of the setup. The other thing I use are these, and what's so funny about this is everybody is so amazed by Easy Towels. They are like, where do you get these? Oh my gosh, that's so cool. So if you ever have seen an Easy Towel, basically it looks like this. And actually when you put it in the water, it looks like tampons. It does. It like starts to open up and like it's a towel. Anyway, so you open it up and you put it in the water, it opens up, and they can use it as a towel. So you aren't having to wash washcloths or rinse out washcloths. So I hand these out as they need them, because if I put more than one on their placemat, they just start using them up really fast. So, but these are really good. You can get these on Amazon. They're not expensive, and it's just one less thing you have to do when you get back home. The other thing I have are these melamine bowls. I put the link. These are actually the ones that are on the link here. These are just white. I like the white look. It just reminds me of our Pure, Safe, and Beneficial. But we fill this with water, and in between when they have to rinse, I put fresh water in here so they can use their Easy Towel and wipe off the masks that they have. Okay, so bowls. Which, by the way, the melamine bowls can be washed in the dishwasher on the top shelf. So those are a nice thing. The other thing you want to get is not an expensive placemat, and these are Walmart cheap placemats. But in fact, when I went and did one of my facials last night, the lady's like, I really like these. Where did you get these? I'm like, Walmart. But they're just a nice neutral. They kind of look spa-ish, with my white bowl and my cute mirror and all of that. It's just a nice little setup, okay? But this is good because what happens is as they are rinsing the masks off their face, it's going to drip, and you don't want it to go onto their table. So having just a neutral, easy plastic placemat is good, okay? The other thing I do bring are cloth headbands. So I have headbands. These I do collect back, and then I just wash them in between. And then I also have little hair bands, and of course I let them keep these because I don't want them back. So, but just having something to help people keep their hair off their face, okay? And then you're also going to want to have this, and I have this usually in a sheet protector for them so they can see the steps that we're going to be doing with a facial. You also need to have a timer, and I just use my phone as a timer so that you can time how long certain things stay on. For example, the cellular renewal mask is 5 to 7 minutes, so I set my timer for 5 minutes. And then I always have a jar of Q-tips, and the jar of Q-tips is so you can keep the products nice and clean as you're sampling them, okay? So you're going to use the same script and that we use for all our presentations. It's the Healthy In and Out. And for the facial, like I said, we're just going to switch up where we talk about nutrition and skincare. So what's important is that you want to be there about a half an hour early, like we always are, to get yourself set up so that as guests arrive, you can start grabbing them right away. Because what you're going to do is you're going to be basically washing their face, doing it's a double cleanse, okay? And then you're going to be putting the new exfoliating new cell scrub mask on their face, giving them a fan, telling them it's going to heat up, and having them fill out the client profile sheet while you do other people. And I always do this around a kitchen table, okay, so that you have the table and you can have everything set up on it. One of the things that's really, really important is that you ask if anybody has skin sensitivities. So I don't remember what the statistic is, but I think it's over 75% of people like self-diagnose their skin as sensitive. And so many different things can cause that. It could be a glass of wine makes their face red. It could be, the sun causes their face to turn red or get a rash. It may not be a product at all. And so, find out if they are sensitive, if they have rosacea or some kind of skin condition that, these products that can be pretty aggressive might be irritating. And if they do have some kind of skin sensitivity to a product, you might have them just like do a test under this area instead of putting it all over their face. That's not good to have somebody break out in a rash. So the other thing I always ask the people that are hosting the facial event is that if they're going to serve alcohol, to do it after we're done with our facial, because a lot of times people's faces will get red with alcohol and they'll think it is the product. And so I always ask them to serve the alcohol after if they're going to serve alcohol, because it may interfere with the facial, okay? So at the sink, you're going to have the 2 cleansers and the exfoliating new cell scrub. You want to grab a couple of easy towels for them to wash their face. You're going to start with the FC5 Normal Dry Purifying Cleanser. And basically, you can read the benefits, the steps and benefits. It tells you in here. But basically, it's just a top, to get all the dirt and the grease and start to get the makeup off. I usually, and I don't have it written in here, but I also bring the eye makeup remover and some cotton pads so they can wash off any eye makeup that may be left after they wash with the first wash. Then you're going to have them do the next wash, which is the RE9 cleanser, okay? So I let them know that this actually really will start to clean out their pores before we start the facial. And like I said, all of these things are on here, so you can just read right from it. Then after they wash their face with the 2 cleansers, I have them put on the cellular renewal mask. And it's really important that you remind people we're not going to have them put any masks around their eyes, okay? Because the skin around your eyes is different than the skin on your face, and it can be very sensitive. So the exfoliating new cell scrub is what we're going to put on next. And they're going to put it on, and I have them put it on pretty thick, and I let them know. I say, where you have black heads and white heads, I usually get some on my chin or on the sides of my nose, kind of put it on a little bit thicker, and you'll have a white face. And I let them know that this is going to heat up. And I give them a fan, and then I give them their lap board with the documents in it, and I ask them to go have a seat at a spot and fill out their client profile sheet while I get the next person. So if my facial is supposed to start at 6 and people start getting there at 5:50, then I'm already getting them going and getting them sitting down with their mask on. So hopefully I can start as close to 6 as possible, okay? So you're going to do this with each person as they arrive. And once everybody has a white face, then it's time to start, okay? So on your presentation, you're going to go through your introduction, okay? And I've written little notes in my presentation, but right here, I also talk about the facial information. I let them know that, this facial is developed by an esthetician. It's valued at up to $150 in a salon. I'm not an esthetician. I'm going to teach you how to use the products, but this is something you could do to your skin every week if you want to. Then, of course, you're going to go with what to expect, okay? And then you're going to do your why, okay? So this whole time that you're doing that, you're going to do the why, about the products, what we do, about the business, and then the host and preferred client account. So you'll be at the end of page 3, okay, on your on your presentation while they have the exfoliating new cell scrub mask on. So we're only on step 2 at this point at the facial. But once you get done with page 3, so you've told them about the preferred client thing, and you're turning to page 4, and it starts talking about the product overview, I have a note here that I need to have them rinse off. So they're going to rinse off their mask, and they're going to apply the cellular renewal mask. And again, you can talk about the steps and the benefits of the cellular renewal mask. I will tell you a little bit right now, just if you haven't heard. So the cellular renewal mask has plant enzymes, so papaya and pineapple enzymes that actually chemically eat away dead skin cells. Okay, so so that's pretty effective in basically getting rid of the dead skin and getting new skin to the surface more quickly. So we only leave it on 5 to 7 minutes. So I always set my timer for 5 minutes because sometimes it takes me a little bit longer to get them fresh water and all of that. So, but anyway, they apply this, and this is a jar, so this is why you have Q-tips. So I always put one side of the Q-tip in, and I put it on their hand, and then I have them apply it on their face. And again, I remind them not to go around the eyes. And then I flip the Q-tip over, and I use the other side for somebody else's hand, and then I throw that Q-tip away. So just trying to keep it really, really sanitary and clean. Okay, so then while you have the cellular renewal mask on, you're going to set your timer for 5 minutes, and then you're going to talk about what makes Arbonne different on page 4. Okay, and then you're going to rinse off the cellular renewal mask, and then you're going to go to step 4, which is it says you can do either or you can do both, but I always do the hydration mask, okay? And I let them know that this is something, if they're going to do the facial at home, they can do both masks, that the deep pore cleansing mask is very similar to this mask where it pulls and draws out debris from their face. But we've already done that, and we've done a chemical basically a chemical peel also. So now we're going to hydrate. So that's the one I use at my facial events, and we do a hydration mask. I set my timer for 15 minutes because it can sit on their skin for a long time. It feels really good. And that gives me enough time to so I've talked about what makes Arbonne different, and now I'm going to skip skincare because I'm going to come back to it. And I'm going to go and talk about our nutrition products, and I'm going to talk about our 30 Days to Healthy Living program. Okay, so you can do that in about 15 minutes. And I have flyers, that they in the lap board that I have them look at, and we talk about the products. And I let them try protein bars, and I let them try fizzies. Okay, during that time. Okay, so then after that 15 minutes, they're going to rinse that off again, and then you're going to go back to the skincare. So you kind of have to put some notes in here. And what I wrote on how to do one of these appointments is it will tell you exactly what to do. Okay. So now you're going to talk about skincare and talk about the anti-aging line. I also let them know about the FC5 line because that is part of the facial. Okay. Just talk a little bit about the FC5 line also. And then right here, when you start talking about each step, you say, okay, what I'm going to show you right now is the steps that you would use for the skincare. If you were going to be using the skincare every night, these are and every morning, these are the steps you're going to use. We're not going to use all of the products on our face because we've already been very aggressive, like with the cellular renewal mask and the scrub. So some of these things are going to go on our hand, okay? But then I talk about the cleanser that they've already used, and then we go to the toner. Now they haven't used the toner yet. So then I show them how to use a toner and explain the toner. The serum, this is the biggest power punch of anti-aging. We don't need this on our face right now. This is aggressive. So basically I have them try the serum on their hand, okay? Then I have them use the RE9 eye cream around their eye, and I show them how to use it. Then I have them moisturize with the night cream and try the day cream on their hand, okay? So they can kind of experience the whole skincare. So then you go through this, okay? So now they have done the facial, they've toned and used eye cream and put moisturizer on, so they're basically ready for bed. I always tell them that. I'm like, you're ready for bed. All you have to do is brush your teeth. So you're going to also at this point make sure you let them see your favorites. The things I always bring as my favorites, and they truly are my favorites, is one, our makeup brushes are amazing. Two, our primer. Obviously, I let them try the primer and I talk about the primer. And then I love the mascara. So I'm kind of showing them some cosmetics because I've talked a lot about skincare. I've talked a lot about nutrition, but I want to show them this other aspect of Arbonne that they may not have actually seen yet, okay, which is the cosmetics, okay? And then I also let them try the Ultra Hydrating Hand Cream because I love that as well, have that at work. So, and then you're going to go to your clothes, okay, which is right here in your thing. And you're going to go through you can become a client, you can become a preferred client, and then you're going to talk about the value packs when you talk about becoming a preferred client. Kendall and Alyssa put together some ultimate facial packages that I actually sort of revised, and then I also added for the consultant of how to put this in because they didn't have that before. So it was kind of confusing, and we had packages, but it didn't say how to use them, or how to put them in. So both of these packages can go into Host Rewards because they don't use 125s or 25s. And so you can show them these ultimate facial packages, and this is basically the anti-aging one, and this is the FC5 one, okay, which is in our box, okay, it's in the box in the link. And then, of course, you're going to go through the value packs, which is the anti-aging value pack with the Genius pads, and the Fit Kit value pack as well. And then I always tell them, and it's not on our value packs, but I always tell them about a starter pack, which would be a $150 order. They get their free product, and they pay $20 for their membership, but they'll save $30. So it pays for that, and they get a free product. And so, if they just want to get, a few things to get started, then they can use that starter pack as well. So, just make sure you're familiar with these packages, and then also the value packs, okay? And then, of course, you're going to tell them how they can also earn and become a consultant. And then on the last page of the presentation, you're going to finish up by having them circle a 1, 2, or 3. And I have them circle a 1 if they are interested in product. I have them circle a 2 if they're interested in product, but the business is intriguing and they would like more information. And then I have them circle a 3 if they are very interested in the business and thinks they would like to become a consultant. And I usually repeat that. Circle a 1 if you're interested in product, 2 if you are interested in the business and would like more information, and 3 if you are definitely wanting to get signed up and get started now. Then I collect those client profile sheets, and I have usually some cute little sample bag, not this big, but kind of like a bag like this with samples in it, like hair samples, for example, that I raffle off using the client profile sheets. And then, of course, I'm going to meet with each person. So I give them a catalog, and I let them know that I'm going to meet with each of them individually. And we all have different budgets and different needs, and I'm going to try to find what works best for them. And so I tell them, ask them, is there anybody who needs to leave first? And if so, then you can work with them. If everybody's still shopping and they're not ready to meet with you yet, you can kind of start cleaning up a little bit, getting the bowls rinsed out and putting them away, and getting some things kind of tidied up so that after you do all the ordering, you can boogie out of there. So what is our job at the close table when we meet with them individually? Okay, we have 3 things we want to do. We want to sell, we want to schedule, and we want to sponsor. Okay, those are our 3 things that we want to do: sell, schedule, and sponsor. So basically, you're going to assume that they want to do all of those things. So when you meet with them and you kind of have your packages out, you say, which one of these packages did you want to go with? And so as you talk to them about what they wanted or didn't want, you can kind of like narrow it down to what is in their budget and what they want. But assume they want to order something, because I can guarantee you that everybody that comes to an Arbonne event always wants to order something. Always. Okay, they may not be able to afford it, but everybody wants Arbonne after they've heard about it. Okay, so just ask them, which one of these packages were you interested in getting today, okay? So you're going to sell, and then you're going to schedule. I bring a little booking gift, and I took a picture of it and put it in this, but I got this little bag at papermart.com, I think that's what it's called, and I just put a little ready-made protein shake and 2 fizz sticks, a hydration stick, a little sample of the hand cream, one of the detox tea bags, and a couple of the fit shoes. And I tell everybody that comes assist with me that if they would be willing to get a few people together, no more than 3 to 5 people, and let me come and share this experience with them, that I would bring them this gift. And so, you know, it's not an actual product, but it's like just a little, you know, sampling of products, and people really get excited about this. So, you know, you can also, if you want to do this, a lot of us do this, is we offer an incentive to our hostess. If we get 2 things booked from her event, then we will provide her with a makeup primer. So that's up to you. It's your business. Sometimes you have to get to, or give to get. So that's, you know, I like to bribe people. So so you ask them to book. So make sure you have your open date cards. And basically you want to assume. So, you know, I have this booking gift, and I have Tuesday evenings or Thursday evenings available. You can get 3 to 5 people together. I can come do this for you. Which one of these days works better for you? So you're not asking them if they want to. You're just asking them which day works best for them. And of course, if it's not going to work for them, they'll say no. Okay. And then the last thing we want to do is sponsor. So if there's somebody that you, well, if they circle the 2 or 3 on their client profile sheet, you can say, okay, I see you're interested in learning more about the business, or I see you're interested in getting going on the business. So based on that, everything that we talked about in the first call and the second call, you start with, okay? You have them listen to a recorded call. You ask them the 4 questions. You get them started on a 100-person list. You get them started on why they want to do Arbonne. You set a strategy session to meet with them. We have outlined all of that on the phone calls, and it's in our Getting Started binder, okay? So, so those are the 3 things: sell, schedule, and sponsor, okay? So your homework last week, part of it, was to you know, do the top 5 people that you want in your business and do those 3-way calls. And if you didn't get a chance to do that, I really encourage you to do that, because they actually work really well, and they're actually kind of fun to do. It's fun to hear people respond to their friends calling and talking to them about the business. And then the other thing was for you to book 2 ultimate facial events in your own home that you can invite people to. So if you did that, awesome. What I want you to do is I want you to use that verbiage, and it's a Word document, so you can edit it if you need to edit it. You can put in names, and you can put in dates and all of that, so that when you're calling and using a script, you aren't having to try to remember things. But I want you to call, start inviting people to your girls' night out facials, and use the script to have them either come to your home or ask them if they would be willing for you to come to their home and do either a one-on-one or a one-on-2 kind of thing. And this will start getting you into activity, okay? So I'm going to open this up for questions. Okay, so if you have a question, I would love for you to ask it right now. Anybody have any questions? Whoa, where'd he go? No questions? Is it one of those things that you'll have questions once you start to get going? I recommend going through that document on what to do at a facial and then marking up your presentation so you know where to put you. It's that simple. If you've not done an ultimate facial yourself, you need to. My husband and I have date nights and do ultimate facials. He loves them too. So I want to encourage you guys to have fun with that facial. It's amazing. And if you haven't experienced it, experience it so you can tell people how amazing it is. So that's that. All right, you guys, I'm going to be at a bride show next week. Yay! And then the following Sunday is the 30th. And I think what I'm going to do on the 30th is talk about vendor shows and how to get contacts and what to do with your contacts once you get them. You guys email me if you have any questions, or Facebook me if you have any questions. It's really awesome to see you guys on here. And I won't see you next Sunday, but I'll see you the following Sunday. All right? All right, you guys. I'll see you.